Grace and peace, everybody. We're back. You did not see a thumbnail. You did not see a title. I'm jumping right up in here. This is a big old I told you so episode. I'm coming up in here to call out Project Constipation on X and say, I told you so. I told you, I told you, I told you. You're rushing out here in these YouTube streets to point the finger and try to be the first one to smear somebody with some kind of allegations, and you look like a fool. I'm up in here to cause fights tonight. Grace and peace, everybody. Let's get at it real quick. So earlier today, I did a video looking at this horrible video or horrible claim that Project Constipation put out there on X, saying that Erika Kirk was heard on audio trying to recruit people for Epstein. It was the craziest thing. It was proven false before it even came, before he finished typing it. It had already been proven false, but he left it out there. And lo and behold, he is getting that work on everywhere. He was getting that work everywhere. So he immediately came up here and apologized and said he was wrong. So before we get too far afield, I'm going to point out to you all, the reason I do this is because I want you to see why Christians should not behave like these people are behaving. So if you profess to be a Christian, you should not behave like Project Constipation. You shouldn't behave like Candace behaves. You shouldn't behave like Ian Carroll or Village Crazy Woman or whatever like that. That should not be named among us. So I'm going to pull this up real quick. I'm here to point this out, and then we can get up out of here. We're going to go with Proverbs 18:7. The one who states his case first seems right until others come and examine him. That's where we actually get our standard for cross-examination in court. Actually, that's actually where we get that from. So shout out to Proverbs 18:7. Let's go ahead and look over here at Proverbs 14:29. But actually, I'm going to read 28 because this is actually a passage somebody gave me when I was in college, and it helped me out a whole lot. I wasn't even a believer. I didn't even know who Jesus was, but it gave me this passage to apply to my life, and it helped me out a whole lot. So I'm going to start with the first part of it just because, give a shout out. I had tip to it. Proverbs 14:28. In a multitude of people is the glory of a king, but without people, a prince is ruined. And another version of it says, in the multitude of counsel, there's safety. And this person was telling me that, you know what, you need people around you who can help you out with stuff, Jason. You don't need to be doing this stuff, trying to get through college, trying to get into your teaching career. You shouldn't be doing that on your own. You need people around you who can pray for you, who can give you guidance, direction, network, connect, all that kind of stuff like that. So shout out. I'm just so glad to see that passage again. But this is the one I want to look at. This is where Project Constipation fell short. Whoever is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who has a hasty temper exalts folly. Now it's talking about anger and a temper, but let's just be honest. How many times have you rushed out there to do something, rushed out there, fools rush in where angels dare tread? How many times have we rushed out there and Project Constipation did exactly that, rushed out there to tell a story that had already been proven false, didn't take any time to examine to see if what he was saying was true, but he just drags that woman's reputation through the mud. Let's keep it going. Proverbs, share this one. So now we're looking at Proverbs 19. When a man's folly brings his way ruin, his heart rages against the Lord. Oh, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be verse 2. Desire without knowledge is not good, and whoever makes haste with his feet misses the way. That's Project Constipation. That's exactly what happened to that guy. And he gets no duck and cover. So I know we're going to read his apology right here, but he gets no duck and cover from me. Because what he did was evil to start with. It was vile. It was wicked. It was evil to do it from the word go. That was the problem. So he was wrong to start with. So he's not going to get any duck and cover from me. He says this, correction. And this is on my community post if you want to read this yourself. Correction. I would like to issue a correction regarding my previous post where I claimed the audio featured Erika Kirk. Upon further verification, the individual in the recording is actually Haley Robeson, as detailed in the Palm Beach Police Department's probable cause affidavit related to Jeffrey Epstein investigation. So this was already known. This was not the first time. They didn't just do this investigation this morning. This information was there. And so he goes here. Okay, Jason, that looks crazy. Here you can find the document. What in the world? Here you can find the document that proves this. So he could have found this. This is not new information. He could have done this if he wanted to. He did not want to. He didn't. He saw a juicy morsel. He heard some juicy bits and ran out here to quickly be the first one to say it, to get that 10 million views on his ex post, and now looks like a fool. I apologize for the misinformation and any confusion this may have caused. Accuracy is important, and I am committed to upholding it in future posts. Thank you for your understanding. No, nobody understands. Everybody should keep giving him that work because he was wrong. He knew he was wrong. There was no reason to have done this. But, let me fix this. Hold on 1 second. Try to make this a little bit better. Shout out to Tracy. She sent this to me. I was actually at dinner with some other content creators that live here in Georgia and elsewhere. We went out to dinner tonight to just connect and talk about and share ideas. So shout out to Tracy. She sent this to me and I said, oh, I'm going to talk about this when I get back. All right, let's see if I got this right. Okay, it looks a little better. That's not saying much, Jason. I don't like the way it looks. I'm going to drop it in here. I don't think it looks clear enough. It's not large enough either. Here, I'll just read it. And I'm going to read it anyway. And you can see it on my community post, by the way. And again, so here's and here is the person down at the very bottom. Dog, I wish you could see this better. Hold on. The person, Haley Robeson, that person, she actually replies back to him. That's how you know, like, this was a premeditated, I believe it was very premeditated in giving false information. Let me do this. Do it like this. All right, this is a little bit better. Okay, yeah, that's better, Jason. Okay, there we go. Shout out. All right. This is Haley Robeson. This is the person. This is the person that's in the audio clip that's doing the recruiting for Jeffrey Epstein. This is the woman. She's not blessed Erika Kirk. This is it. You outright just slandered and defamed Erika. Lawyers have already come out and said your little disclaimer will not protect you in court. This audio was used to convict Jeffrey Epstein. You deserve all the lawsuits. There will be no duck and cover. Project Constipation needs to be drug. I mean, every time he does a video, it needs to get completely obliterated. Every time. Every time. This is some nasty, nasty work. He knew already that this was old news. This was information that was used to convict Jeffrey Epstein. And he sits there and attributes it to Erika Kirk. That's crazy work, y'all. And I know some people will still rock. You still think Erika's the worst thing ever? Then you do what you do. Do what you do. But at least be honest. At least try to be fair and decent. You don't have, if Erika Kirk is the worstest thing, that was crazy. If Erika Kirk is the worst thing as y'all say it was, you don't have to lie on her. It's very clear and evident. Everybody would already see it. It doesn't have to be concocted and made up. But because y'all have to concoct it and make it up, it becomes clearer and clearer more second upon second that y'all are just full of hot air. You're full of it. You're absolutely full of it. And this is exactly the egg on his face that Project Constipation deserves. And this is the part that I talked about today. By accusing her falsely, that lie will never go away. That lie can't be unheard. That's the point of 2 Samuel. Like, this is thank you so much for that, Gail. I appreciate it. That's the part. Like, people will, even though people will read this, there's still 10 million people plus that saw that stupid post. and they can't unhear it, even though this woman has come forward and said, look, this is not me. But again, Project Constipation should be flushed every time his video comes up. He needs to get skewered until further notice. Mockery will continue until morale improves. That's it. There's no other way around it, y'all. Thank y'all so much for that. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment, because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.